This is Modern Service Mastery, business school with boots on. Real lessons, real talk, and real growth for the residential service industry. Let's get to work.
All right, let's kick this off by breaking down what it really means to be proactive as a leader. And I'm not talking about trendy buzzwords here. I'm talking about a mindset shift, one that separates leaders from managers and great teams from average ones.
Yeah, man. Because, nobody gets into this line of work thinking, can't wait to spend my day putting out fires all the time. Firefighting's exhausting. No thanks.
Exactly. And that's what reactive leadership feels like. It's chaotic. You're constantly waiting until something goes wrong before you act. The problem is, by the time the fire starts, it's already burned through your time, resources, and probably your sanity. Proactive leadership, on the other hand, is like fire prevention. You're scanning for sparks before they catch.
Right. And let's be real. Most sparks aren't exactly surprises. You've seen them before. Like when Joey, dude always packs the wrong tools, tries to cut a tree with a shovel. Come on, we know that's going to trip up the whole schedule.
Perfect example. Remember, leadership behavior absolutely sets the tone. If you're ignoring small issues, your team will too. But if you're catching those sparks early, they will follow your lead. Here's a classic reactive moment for you. A GM who shrugs and says, "Well, no one told me we were low on mulch." Now compare that to another GM who every Monday reviews inventory and checks upcoming job needs with their team. That's someone owning the outcome, not blaming the situation.
Let me guess. GM number one also blames the crew when the client complains, right? They should have managed better. Like, no, buddy. You're the GM. You see the bus coming. You steer it, not throw everyone under it.
Exactly. Owning responsibility isn't just about solving problems. It's about building trust. Teams perform better when they know you're the leader watching the horizon, not just reacting to turbulence.
Yeah, and speaking of looking ahead, remember Jenna, that GM in Ohio? Rain all week, total washout forecast, but instead of panicking, she rescheduled projects, prepped crews for backup work, and still hit her numbers by Thursday.
That's the kind of leadership where proactivity turns into profitability. Jenna didn't wait for rain to ruin her week. She worked around it before it even became an issue. Compare that to the companies that wait until Thursday to call their clients, if they bother calling at all.
Yeah, and then you've got a client saying, "Where's my crew?" You know how hard it is to sell a, "hey, we forgot" apology? It's impossible.
And that's why proactive leadership trickles down. It's not just about saving face with the client. It's about creating a rhythm for the team. Systems over stress, Jake. Systems over stress.
Hey, I like that. Put it on a shirt or something. Or, maybe tattoo it on Joey's arm right next to "don't pack shovels for tree work."
Well, you can joke, but you're onto something. Systems like checklists, prep huddles, clear instructions, these are the tattoos that ensure your crew doesn't repeat mistakes. Repetition builds culture, and culture builds results.
And results build respect.
Sure. But for real, building that proactive lens into operations, fieldwork, hiring, training, that's what separates the amateurs from the pros. And trust me, if you've ever stood in front of a frustrated client or crew, you know firsthand how expensive it is to be reactive.
Expensive? Try painful, Mike. But hey, we got to give folks some strategies to handle that proactivity training, right?
Nice setup, Jake. Let's dive into the real backbone of proactive leadership. Systems, weekly evaluations, playbooks, and training, they're not just tools. They're the foundation of sanity in this business.
Right, but sanity might be asking too much some days. I mean, playbooks sound fancy, but isn't it really just a checklist with a cooler name?
Basically, yeah, but it's a checklist with depth. It's the difference between remembering to bring the work order notes and why those notes prevent 5 crew hours of rework. It's about walking into Monday already armed with a game plan, not scrambling to figure one out.
Okay, step 1, arm yourself with a game plan. Step 2, make sure Joey's not driving the bus again.
Fair. But I want to dig deeper into the idea of weekly evaluations. Every Friday, you're sitting down and asking yourself, what messed us up this week? Where should we have seen it coming? Then you document those answers. Because when you see patterns but don't fix them, you're inviting the same problem back next week.
Yeah, like when the mulch delivery is always late because, shocker, we never check inventory till we're out and we're over budget because the crew is in a truck waiting to get mulch at the supplier's yard.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to create those guide rails, playbooks being one, training being another. Look at Jenna, for instance. Do you think she magically rescheduled all those rain day jobs? No way. She had systems, she had backup plans, and she had a team she taught to expect pivots without panic.
And honestly, that's a good way to lead. Because if panic's your plan B, it's not going to end great. You spend less time fixing mistakes when you actually plan for stuff to go wrong.
No kidding. Jenna's story proves it. She didn't let rain ruin her week because she was proactive, not just reactive. And you know what? That saved her time and money, and it showed her team what's possible when you're ready for curveballs.
Plus, her clients were probably thrilled she didn't just ghost them till Thursday. I mean, you keep showing up like that, and suddenly people trust you. That kind of loyalty doesn't just grow on trees, Mike. Loyalty is a byproduct of preparedness. And when you take time to train your team, weekly, not just when someone screws up, those mistakes stop happening. Or at least they stop being the same ones everyone rolls their eyes at. Like, oh, look, another irrigation line got cut because no one marked it again. Classic.
And that's where playbooks save you. A quick preseason review. What's the checklist for planting? It includes irrigation marking. Boom, no excuses. Proactive systems create rhythm. When your team follows rhythm, they're calmer, they're confident, and yeah, they actually trust you more.
Confidence, calm, and trust. Sounds like we're building a spa, not a construction crew.
Hey, you laugh, but teams thrive when the chaos is removed from their day-to-day. Systems make that possible. Teach leaders to build them, and you'll see the payoff. In time, money, and a team that actually feels good about Mondays. So, speaking of calm, confidence, and trust, if you want your team to feel that rhythm, it starts with you as the leader. You're the one setting the tone. Your team is always watching. Are you showing them how to prep for problems, or are you just reacting after the fact?
Yeah, man, it's like being the crew chef. You don't roll up to the job site and say, who's got ingredients? You show up with the recipe, the tools, the whole plan. Otherwise, it's chaos burgers served cold.
Ha, chaos burgers. I'll pass, thanks. But for real, your team notices everything. You handle stuff ahead of time, they'll start thinking the same way. You don't just react to problems, you prevent them.
Right. And the trust factor, too. Because let's face it, no one likes working on a team where the leader's always making it up as they go. You gotta show you've got it together or people start checking out, mentally and professionally.
Exactly. Building trust through consistency is key. And recruitment, that's a big part of it. You've got to hire before you're desperate. Keep that bench full. Always be scouting talent, referrals, LinkedIn, even the person who always has a great attitude at your local coffee shop.
Dude, yes. I hired our best guy after chatting at a gas station. He overheard me griping about a late delivery and said, I could have handled that better. Bold move, so I gave him a shot. Now he's running circles around my old crew leads.
That's a perfect example. Recruitment doesn't stop when you're comfortable. And once you've got the right people, train them. Don't just assume they know everything. Let's role play this real quick. Say someone keeps missing a detail on jobs, like not marking hazards before digging. How do you address it?
Easy. First, you pull them aside and ask, hey, walk me through your prep steps. Anything feel unclear or rushed? Then boom, figure out what's missing. Maybe they didn't know there was a checklist. Maybe we never showed them the proper marking process. Then you train it. Problem solved.
Spot on. You investigate, you teach, and most importantly, you empower them to do better. The goal is to fix the root cause, not just the surface issue. That shows you're investing in their success, which builds trust. And trust, it boosts morale exponentially.
Big time. People want to work where they feel valued, not blamed. Like if I called out Joey every time he forgot something, we'd all quit, me included. It's about helping the team learn, not keeping score.
Absolutely. Helping them learn, plus creating systems they can rely on, weekly training sessions, regular check-ins, even quick huddles at the start of each day. These build confidence. And confident teams don't panic when things go sideways.
And don't forget celebrating those caught it early moments. It's a vibe changer when you're like, hey, great catch on spotting that issue before it blew up. Nice work. Keeps people engaged.
Couldn't agree more. That kind of recognition reinforces the culture you're trying to build. Culture is like a garden. You've got to water it, pull weeds, and take care of it every single day. That's how you grow a proactive team.
All right, Mike, so what's our final challenge for the listeners? You always leave them with homework.
You know it. Okay, here's your challenge. Look at one recurring issue in your company this week. Document it. Create a basic system to prevent it. And then teach your team that system. One step at a time, you're building a proactive culture.
Nice. Simple but effective. And listen, folks, proactivity might sound like an uphill climb, but trust us, it's worth it. Less stress, more wins.
That's right. When you lead proactively, you're not just running a team, you're empowering them. And that creates trust, morale, and results. So go lead like it matters because it does.
And on that note, don't forget to be kind to yourselves too. You earned it.
We'll catch you next time. Keep leading and keep building.
Thanks for listening to Modern Service Mastery Business School with Boots On. If this episode helped you lead, grow, or think differently, share it with your crew and keep the momentum going.